Do it again, Jake. Jake, come out here and show them what you got here. Dude, exactly. Nailed it. I'm Rich.
I'm Frank.
And it's People, Pints, and Possibilities.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're rolling. We're here in Paso Robles, California. I'm the Vibe Titan. I'm hanging with my best buddy here.
Frank, the Dabbler. Excited about this one.
It's already good. And we got a couple guys here who are already famous. Martha gave him an intro, but we got Mike and Toby. We've got nicknames here. Introduce yourselves, boys.
My name's Michael James. We'll find a nickname. We'll find a nickname by the end of it.
It might be something else. We don't know. What do you got, Toby?
My name's Tobin James, but everybody calls me Toby.
Toby.
And the difference is it's if you're having a good time, if you're a drinking buddy of mine, it's Toby. But if you're gonna spank me, it's Tobin. So my mom was like, "Hey, Tobin."
All right, we're drinking, so I'll stick
Toby
to Toby.
it is.
Stick to Toby. Hell yeah.
Frank,
All
you
right.
might be spanking him later.
This is a special episode. We're just getting started here, so we're on episode number. This is going to be number 21 when it airs, and we're getting close, Frank, to our 22.
22 mark. If we can make it.
Hey, you know what's important about 22? When we started this, Frank said 2 million people start podcasts and put them online. Of those, 1% make it.
Past 3 podcasts.
Yep, so now you're down to 200,000. Of those, 1% make it to...
Say like 11, 12?
Right around there. We beat them already, so we're down to 20,000. And those are the elite people of the 20,000. And then most people don't make it past 22. They quit.
Wow,
They give up.
we're right on the cliff right about now, huh?
Yeah, this one's
We're
gonna
looking
turn-
over.
This is the make or break right now. Oh, yeah.
You boys might want to quit
Nothing
after
like
this
some
one.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing like a little pressure, huh?
So we brought the heavy hitter on just to get the James gang out there. Please like, subscribe, follow Tobin James, follow everything the James brothers or the James family is doing. Sorry, and then also like and subscribe to this People Pints Possibilities podcast.
Let's roll.
I think we're doing pretty good. We're starting to grow. We're on our way. All right. The format, People Pints Possibilities. We start with the people. Toby, we're going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about the history. You had a picture earlier. I just want to start with that picture. Frank didn't even get to see it.
Yeah, I brought a picture of my dad. He's in World War II. He was on an aircraft carrier down in the South Pacific. And I brought that because I go, well, it can round out about who I am, my family, Michael, his grandfather, to show the history that we have and how we've gone from, those guys on flight decks with those old planes and back then it was all modern stuff, but it just shows, now what world we live in now, and we're glad to be here in Paso. Almost 50 years myself. I moved here I can't remember if there was one stoplight or two. I can't quite remember, but now we've got ones with the green arrows and Walmart and everything. So I mean, for me, when I know we're always going to talk about the history of Paso and my part in that history, and a lot of it was from 0 to 100. Right now. When there were, I think 5 wineries in Paso is when I came here, and I think there's almost 300 now.
When you started that, what year was that, or what were those years?
When I got here, 1980 was the year I got into Paso. And now we're going to drink some beer, and so the southern accent comes out a little bit, you guys.
Get after
I
it.
like it.
But I was born in California, San Francisco. When they docked that aircraft carrier, I was born in San Francisco. So
No kidding.
yeah.
You were right there.
But
they didn't waste any
leave.
time.
But I did some jail time down in Tennessee, so
Well, let's hear about that.
so that didn't
Hold
help.
on, that sounds like a great segue. And we also got Mike here. Mike is your son, obviously, for the people at home who don't know that. But Mike is special to us because he's been kicking ass and helping the Cal Coast team here for how many years now,
Oh
Mike?
hell, feels like 4.
Few years,
Four and a
yeah.
half, maybe?
Shoot,
I don't know.
3.5, 4 for sure. Yeah,
Seems
hell yeah.
like yesterday.
It sure does. We've had some good times around here.
Yeah, hell yeah. So Mike's been helping us, and we're going to hear from Mike as he's making transition here in a little bit. You guys got some new projects coming, so we're not only going to touch on the history of some of your stuff and the stories behind the wine and the hard work of that, the people who've helped you get there and inspired you, the things Mike has done with us, and then also that new generational thing that you're going after right now. You guys are making some moves and building some new stuff and some really exciting things. You're creating another gift for Paso, we heard. So we're going to talk about that as well. All right. So you touched on it. What do you think? What were your core values coming up when you were coming in and you were in Paso and you were working? What did you believe in? What shaped you? You know.
Well, even before that, you know, I was raised in a family of 10 kids.
Wow.
So, you know, it was and it was the best childhood ever, but it wasn't like you know, you were kind of feral a little bit. You know, the parents can't pay attention to 10 kids all at once, and they were the best parents in the world. But you learn to be on your own, you know, as much as possible. But what happened was my dad moved. He grew up in New Jersey. In an Italian neighborhood. We're Irish, but it was an Italian neighborhood, and everybody made wine. So my dad, he would make wine in the basement, you know, because that's what all the other Italian families did. And then he planted a little vineyard, so you know, 20 acres.
Yeah.
And so we grew up as kids of planting, digging.
Frank looks like one plant wouldn't be a lot to him.
Yeah.
The
20 acres
for you. All right,
That's-
20
You
acres.
guys, you know what's funny is people come in to take the winery and go, "Well, can we come out and help you harvest grapes?" And they think they're gonna wear a little French beret and they have a cheese plate, you know.
Be stomping on grapes.
I go, man, I go, listen, you wouldn't even get through half the vine trying to pick it, you know. You'd quit because bees
your
are
ass.
stinging.
Oh,
Man, they look pretty from the road.
Yeah. So he planted 20 acres.
Yeah, so we planted 20, you know, driving track, you know, first thing I taught Michael James is how to drive a tractor, you know, as soon as I thought he could do it, because you can get a young person to drive a tractor, they can do anything, you know.
Right.
Car breaks down on the 5, they can fix it or change the tire, not a problem, you know. Even my girls, I say, hey, you're going to get on that tractor, because that was just one of my beliefs in life, was that you can, but anyhow, so, so I kind of got pedigree in the business because I grew up, you know, at 10 years old. And so we had the vineyard, but I wanted to make wine, you know, and I was going to come out to California to learn how to do it and then go back to Ohio. And I still have the return ticket. I
you
never
never
used
went
it.
back,
No,
huh?
no, I never.
That's
I got to
commitment.
Paso Robles. I just went. It was like, you know, you took off in a rocket and you
Yeah.
landed on another planet, you know, and it was exciting.
So you came straight here.
Yeah, it came straight here.
Why
And,
not Napa?
I met Gary Eberly, who's a legend here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I met him back in Ohio in my brother's wine store. He had a bottle shop. And I said, hey, can I work for, you know, can I come out and work? He goes, if we're not hiring. I said, I'll work for nothing. And he said, come on out. Of course, I got out here. He goes, who are you? You know,
Yeah.
I'm the free guy.
and I worked at it was called the Estrella, and I worked for nothing. And I worked from like September to the first of the year, and they said, okay, I'm going back. You know, they go, we want to hire you, because you know, naturally, I outworked everybody that they were paying. So that's how I got my start.
And I want to stop you there and tag on to Frank and I talk about this all the time. The work behind, you see the label and the logo and the success now and what it is, but very few people stop and recognize the work that it was. And it started by saying, I'll work for free. You
That's
know,
right.
I will absolutely do this on my own.
And
I
you
will.
and Rich, you want to know the most fun I ever had in my life was when I was broke.
Yeah.
Oh, we're having a great time.
You guys,
Frank
you
and I
guys
are happy as hell.
they had like a bunkhouse, like a cowboy bunkhouse.
Yeah.
And I had a little hot plate that I'd hard boil eggs, because I didn't have a refrigerator or anything, and I just eat hard, you know, like Easter, you could just
Yeah.
keep those eggs for. I would just eat hard boiled eggs, and I had little motorcycle that would get me to the up to the winery, and those were the best times I ever had in my life.
Hell yeah! No,
but the
you
hard
think
work,
about all the people who missed a great opportunity because their pride was in the way, or they wouldn't allow themselves to do what you
right?
said,
Or
you said,
they wanted more money or something.
Yeah.
You know.
So we started working for free, and you came out here, and
So
you
Gary brought you to Paso.
Yeah.
That's how you wanted in Paso.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty.
I
And
gotta
then
follow
you
the
guys,
He's
story.
like my big brother in Paso.
and you guys are still talking shit
Oh
to
yeah,
each other today.
We-
Yeah.
I'll see him tomorrow. We're doing the barbecue winemaker barbecue cook-off.
Oh yeah, we'll be
tomorrow,
there.
huh?
You guys gonna be there?
Yeah, we're
We
gonna
will
take
be
that
there.
trophy again.
Yeah, we won last
Oh.
year. I don't know if you know that, but
I mean, you know, I just go there to support. I don't know. Gary and I started that.
you used to
Oh,
win it.
really?
Yeah, tell
Yeah.
that story.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, Gary might not agree, but it was my idea actually.
Yeah, I believe
I said,
it.
why don't we get a bunch
Well,
of
guess what?
He'll
Gary ain't
disagree.
here, so that shit is
yeah,
true.
yeah. Trust me, it's true. And I said, but I didn't have the power to do it. I said we should get a bunch of winemakers and have a cook off and raise money. But I was the assistant winemaker at his winery. I didn't have any money or power or anything.
Yeah.
And but he's with Rotary and all that.
Yeah.
They got it all together. But it's all good. They've raised millions of dollars.
Hundreds of
yeah.
thousands of over $100,000 each year, and they've done that for a long time. Yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah, and that's
Yes.
a part of the community piece, right?
You guys, it's always the winemaker gets all the credit. The assistant winemaker is for when you make a bad wine, he made it.
yeah,
Hey, same
Hell
thing
yeah.
I'm brewing.
Hey, well, I blame everything that people hate around here on Frank, but
that's how it
No
works.
matter
If
how it
they
turns
like
out,
it-
that's how you planned it.
Yeah,
though, you know?
absolutely.
if they like it, I definitely dabble.
yeah.
Oh, all right. So we'll stay with it. Gary Eberly brings you out, the famous story, and you told me you were working there, and there were some extra grapes or something. Take us through that.
I guess this is probably the most special story in my life.
Yeah.
I'm the assistant winemaker there, and I had met when we worked at the Estrella Winery. I'd met the man that planted the vineyard. His name was Las Morones, and so I started. I'm at Eberly, working at Eberly, and he's managing other vineyards at Las Morones. And he had 6 tons of grapes that were picked, and in 2-ton gondolas, 3 2-ton gondolas. So he gets the grapes to the winery that was supposed to buy them, and the winery looks at him and goes, "No, those are no good. We're not buying them." So he's got the 3 2-ton gondolas, and the only way to get the grapes out is to go to a winery and you pick them up and you dump them. You can't. You have to be at a winery to do that.
Yeah, shoveling that out.
Yeah, you're not going to get a pitchfork.
Not gonna kick them out like
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah,
You
don't
can't
flip
even
that
you
over.
can't even dump them in a field, because you have to get a crane or something, to-
Yeah.
So he goes, do you guys want to buy these? And Gary Eberly says, no, we don't make Zinfandel. He goes, I'll give them to you. Just get them out of my truck. He goes, nah. And I said, well, let me make some wine on that, Gary, because it doesn't cost anything to make wine out of it. A little bit of electricity to run, some equipment. That's it.
Yeah.
If it's no good, you just throw it away,
Yeah.
And he says, go for it. Go for it.
And again, you were doing that for free, again on your own time.
Yeah.
No one's paying you to do that.
Right. And so it starts fermenting, and I'm going, well, my brain's going, these are no good, because that very
They didn't want it.
those guys didn't want. I said they can't be any good, but
Yeah.
all of a sudden I'm going, this smells like that Willy Wonka chocolate factory raspberry. I go, what the hell's going on here? I don't know. It smells good.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it turned out to be just, we back then entering competitions was a big deal. So man, gold, double gold, silver, gold, it just
Nice.
blew up. You just killed it. Now the best part of the story is that Las Morones was Michael James's grandfather.
Yeah.
My wife's dad.
No kidding.
Yeah.
He married his daughter. Yeah.
No shit.
Wow.
You lucky son of a bitch.
I know it, man. I tell
He
you.
got 2 things out of the deal, huh?
Hey, man.
Holy
grapes
shit.
and a- and a-
for you.
and
Hey,
a
you
lady.
do make your own luck.
You know what, you guys? You know what? We've done well because of things that I've done, but timing was good for me on a lot of things, man.
Yeah.
Luck and timing,
But you had to be smart
There's
enough
no
to
luck.
take
You made
advantage
it
of
happen.
it. Yeah, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
We talk about that. People say that about this property that you've been to. when we bought this property, we said it on the other, you said it before, when we bought this property, people thought we were crazy. We were too far from the park. They're old buildings. You should knock them down. Everybody was like, you're wasting your money.
Rich, they told me the same thing. They go, you're too far out of Paso. This saloon thing, that'll never work. We're going to buy you down on $1. And I sat there and I went, hey, I'm going to try it. I'm going with my gut instinct on all of this. And we just last week, we got TripAdvisor. We're in the top 10% in the world of things.
Wow.
I forget exactly how.
Top 10 like things to do
in the
by
world.
review.
Yeah.
So many
No
people.
shit.
Yeah.
I believe it. Hell yeah.
We've had I don't know the exact millions and millions of people through our tasting.
Oh, I believe that.
Oh yeah. Well, we back on that. I have there's almost like you built yourself into like this character where people, I don't know if you told me or someone else told me, because people love talking about it, but where there were 3 things. Shit, you and I might have been drinking beer one time and we talked about it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I asked you, what would you say about Tobin James, and what advice would you give us? And I think you told me, people told me wine was supposed to be exclusive, and I tried to have as many club members as I could ever have. And then the second thing was something in the neighborhood of, they told me it was supposed to be expensive, and I made the tastings free. And the third one was, they told me I was too far out of town, and I was the first one in and the last one out. Are those true? Did you say that, or did someone tell me that?
Well, somebody told you that, but they were correct. I just went against the grain. I said, you're not gonna come into my tasting, and I love Beethoven, but I'm not gonna have it on my. Where you gonna have Johnny Cash, man, and because people would come in from L.A. and I'd have, some country song, and they don't know who I am. I'm pouring them wine.
Yeah.
And they go, I hate country music. And I walk around the bar, and she's tapping her foot, to the. I go, nah, you
like it.
You guys, when I started the winery, Americans hadn't really been wine drinkers. Really weren't that much wine drinkers, and they were intimidated. And first thing they would say is they'd come in and go, I don't know anything about wine. I don't know why they tell me that, but I go, cool, man, don't worry, you're at the right place. We're gonna talk about it. First, I just want to know. I want to know, where you're from and where you're going to dinner tonight. The very important things, Yeah, right. The wine. Then they let their guard down. I go, yeah, okay, these wines are, kind of tart, but they're food wines. You got to imagine them. You're having with food, and then there's wines, some of the softer wines that you could drink in the backyard, and they gently gave them a little bit of a. What's what in the wine business.
And you were in there pouring. How many years were you behind the bar?
Here's the thing, you guys. This is so important that back then nobody heard of Paso Robles. It's I do a winemaker dinner down in L.A. or winemaker, wine pouring down in L.A. And they go, "Where are you from?" I said, "Paso Robles." And they'd go, "Is that East Texas or West Texas?" Where I go, "No, that's El Paso, man. It's Paso Robles." They are sorry, Napa. We're Napa or Sonoma guys, but we had to beat people on the head. And there's I'd say a fair amount of those guys that I hung out with and spread the love of Paso. They're not with us anymore. It took a while. We were nobodies, and Paso, there isn't anybody that drinks wine in the world that doesn't know where Paso Robles is now.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got to see all that.
That's amazing.
So can I go back just a little bit? When did you open Tobin James?
My first vintage was it was in 1987, and so that's 35 years.
We don't do math.
We're
good with that.
We blanked out real quick there, huh?
Oh, math.
Yeah, shit.
Where's Martha?
Yeah. And
so your first vintage,
38.
30-something years ago plus. Now, you didn't have the tap room, or did you?
No. That's when I was at Eberly. I had that wine.
Okay, and you were going around to competitions. And,
this is a pretty big part here is that then I met Doug Beck at Peachy Canyon.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
had a winery called Tobias, and this guy, he had a winemaker, got divorced, and he moved to Oregon, but he had a little winery about the size of your brewery, you know.
Pretty good size.
Just you know, yeah,
Average. Yeah.
Wow, that
little
big?
bigger than that. But
Wow, it's that badass, huh?
I hear it from the ladies a lot.
he had a bunch of cars parked in there. And I said, well, because he's going, well, he's out of the wine bed. I said, well, get those cars out of there. I'll make your wine. You don't have to pay me, but I can make my wine and I don't pay any rent. So there's 2 wineries in one building, which now you see that everywhere. There might be 10 wineries in certain buildings. Yeah. But it was just me and Peachy Canyon again. So I'm making my wine and making his, and he's in Mexico, and we got to bottle the wine. We got this bottling truck that comes up. You got to have everything ready, bottles and labels and everything.
Yeah.
So I go, that's when you put finishing touches on your wines. You don't blend wines together at the beginning. You keep them all separate because they're like people. They grow up. You go, but in your brain, what you do is you go, someday I'm gonna take this wine and blend. I'm gonna take 30% of that. Because you can't unblend it. So you might as well wait till the end. So I got to the end. And I said, well, I'm gonna swap my wine for his wine. So because if I put my wine into his wine, I'll make his better. And so that's what I did.
Did he know this?
No, he didn't know it. He didn't know it, but
Legend.
Dude,
Frank, when he
talk with Blake.
when he found out there was flames coming out of his ears
I
and
can
his nose,
imagine.
and he spit in my face, you motherfucker, and I go, hey. I'm the winemaker. I made a decision. It's like raising kids. Listen, you know what? My kid's gonna if I'm lifeguard. My kid's going to drown before yours does, because somebody trusted you.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
But you know what I mean. You guys, you babysit. You know what I think.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody trusted you, so I made the blend. Sorry, man, I screwed up. Okay, whatever. And then one of his buddies. We bottled it all up, and one of his buddies went over there. Where's the wine? Let's have some wine. Just go get your own wine out of that crap over there. You can have some of that. And so the guy went. He went and opened it. He said, "Damn, this is good stuff, man." He's raving. He doesn't know the story.
Yeah.
So then Doug Beckett puts it in competitions. He just gobs of medals. He sent it to the Wine Spectator, which is the Bible of wine. Yeah. You know how they rate the wines? Well, what they do is the Christmas issue. They pick the best 100 wines in the world.
Wow.
The Christmas, you guys know about that?
Yeah.
But
there's only 100. That's a small number.
You guys, you know how many wines there are in the world? Millions.
Yeah, I believe that.
Wow.
There's lots of wineries. You think, you guys think America has a lot of wineries. This is nothing compared to other countries.
Yeah.
Oh, where it started, yeah.
Italy, France.
So he gets 69th best wine in the world.
69.
and that just to this day, it launched Peachy Canyon, and those guys, Doug and Josh are good buddies.
Are they still friends? Are you still friends?
Yeah.
We had lunch with them not that long
I mean,
ago.
We know Josh well.
They gloss over how the whole thing started, though. But Doug's coming around. I don't know. They didn't want to hand out the credit, but I don't care. I'm moving on, But
I think you're doing all right.
How many years ago was this?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it was 35 years.
No, I think you got over it.
Yeah, drop grudges. I like it.
Took a little bit.
I love it. All right, well, let's
Wait,
take you
hold on.
back. Go ahead.
We're not done. So you got your wine bottled, correct?
Yeah.
That went off. When did the tap room open? How did you get
so,
that property?
So that property, a buddy of mine goes, he had some money. He had to sell a property down in L.A. and did a 1031 or exchange or something. What do they call that?
I don't know what it is, but I've heard of it.
So he had to buy something, and he goes, he believed in me, and he goes, well, I got to buy this land. I said, well, yeah, let me put a winery on there, and he goes, okay. And so, I'd saved up some money, and I just built a small little, metal building, a winery. And then I'd make payments to him for land,
Yeah.
And of course, me and my dog, that was it. Yeah. I make wine. I had a little buzzer on the door. At first, I had a little buzzer on the door, so when it rang in the back, I'd run up and sell wine or pour it for people.
Is that little
It'd be just like
metal building still there?
Well, it doesn't look like it, the building's still there, but,
Okay.
but it's about
added on,
it's about
yeah.
20 times bigger now.
So you went with a buzzer. I actually went with a bell.
Frank did.
You did it too?
I did
Okay.
it too.
See, man, see, you guys
tell
are
that
this guy
story.
hated
Tell
it,
him what
so-
happened. Tell him what happened.
Yeah,
Frank.
no,
It was you were on duty.
I was
Yeah.
on duty, but I would
We
be
were the
making
only
beer.
bartenders, and
Yeah,
it was
it was
Frank's
Rich
You
day.
guys, we got so much in common,
Hey,
man.
we were
and
the
I
only
would put a
bartenders,
bell
and I walked
right in
in.
that serving window.
Start ringing that thing.
Ring that
This
thing, and I'll
dude-
run out and pour you beer.
I walked
And
right
he
in.
lost his freaking mind.
I walked in. Ring the bell for a beer.
You had a sign there? Yeah.
bing, 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 bing.
I didn't
bing.
know that. That's fantastic.
shit.
What
Yeah,
the
gotta-
hell?
gotta
Frank's
get
like,
shit done.
I gotta make beer back here. Like, what do you want? You want beer or not? Shit.
That's
I
great.
want customers to be taken care of.
How did you get your equipment and everything?
So, well, then after that, what happened was now we started getting busy. So now I'm in the tasting room all day long, and then I made wine at night.
okay,
6
okay.
o'clock, I start making wine.
Yeah, that
Then
math
you know,
doesn't
then I
work for
started add. Then you know, Frank, I had a basket press at one time. You know what that is? They're like in
Old school.
they're
yeah.
like
Yeah.
they're like in museums now.
Yeah,
You got-
exactly.
He's got one out front of the winery for yard art, you know?
yeah, it's yard art now,
Just to
but
keep you humble.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I still didn't have. I just did everything the hard way because it was muscles were free.
Oh yeah.
And so just gradually added, equipment. But I invented some wine, like a bin dumper. I made my own.
Nice.
But,
Nice. You got to.
Huh?
So when you started first year, how many bottles were you putting out?
Well, in our business, it's all about cases.
Okay, how many
You
cases?
go that first, like when Mike's grandfather brought me those grapes, that was about 330 cases. And then what I did was the vineyard that those came from, I went to them and said, well, that winery that was supposed to take them, they turned them down, so I'm going to buy your grapes. So then I bought more. And Gary said, "Okay, you can make it at Eberly." He was kind enough to do that, and he'd take part of the cases and put Eberly on it. Then I the next year I'd bring in that Zin, and so I met some other guy, and I brought in some Cab. So now I got a Zin and Cab,
You grew.
and started getting
Like it.
the case count up, and people were digging the wine. So
You had a label at that time? Or was it just all shiners?
Well, they were shiners. No, I got a label. You guys want to hear that story?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we're here for.
Hey,
So-
before you tell that story, I wanted to point out once again, you're working during the tasting room because our people, we try to put this out to entrepreneurs and people. You're working in the tasting room. It would have been easy to make excuses and say, man, I can't work 18-hour days, but it's what's necessary, right? You did what you had to do.
And here's the I wanted to tell you this when you asked about it. Every single person that came in that door, I was going to tell a story, or I was going to make sure that they never forget they met me. We're going to talk about crazy stuff and make them laugh, and they're going to go back to L.A. and they're going to go to the water cooler and go, man, I went to this crazy son of a bitch winery. If you go to I swear to God, because to
Where do you
this
think
day,
I learned everything I know?
Yeah.
you guys, to this day, the winery's policy is no advertising. That's cheating.
Yeah.
Take out a big old full page ad. Nope. If they come in, they meet the people in our winery that are, we tell them, if you work at Toby James, we go, you're going to work 3 days, and then we all vote if you stay.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like Survivor Island.
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh no,
But-
no,
I love
it's
that.
not.
The
It's like the
gladiator
old
pits.
gladiator days.
Rich, I knew, and I was good at it. I knew that if these people came in, they're going to go tell somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Good or
Word of
bad.
mouth.
And-
That's
good
your
or bad.
marketing.
And a lot of times, I didn't lecture them on wine.
Yeah.
I tell jokes, or this wine's liquid love, or where you guys going to dinner, and just
You cared.
it worked.
Yeah. Well,
And you guys know that too.
absolutely. We're trying to model that same, success leaves clues. And people like you, when you talk, we listen, and not all of you, whether it's Gary Everly, there's something to learn from everybody around here. Whether you're in the same business or not, we're still in the people business. And
You know what I tell? I've talked at colleges and things, and I say, hey, use your personality. It's free. You
it doesn't cost anything.
It doesn't
Right.
cost anything. You use your use your love of people and you'll get rewards from it, man. You know, just don't. It's not just numbers and objects. You know, it's
Yeah.
It's hard to do, I guess, for some folks, but always give it a try. Use your personality first.
And it's never going away. You know, it's never going away.
I want to do
connection.
business with people that make me happy, or you know, or are good people. You know.
Yep.
Because
All right.
a wise man once said, the best customer is
Repeat customer. You told me that.
There's only one customer. Repeat.
Hell yeah. All right.
You need them to buy your next album.
yes, sir.
That's right.
We listen.
All right, so let's get to building a brand. There's one important thing, and it's that sticker that I see stuck on people's shirts when they leave. It's on your shirt. It's on the things that Martha kept before we even knew you. How the hell did we get to this brand right here?
It's kind of simple in a way, but what's in a bottle of wine is liquid sunshine. There's this thing called a grapevine, and it's got these things called these solar panels called leaves, you know, and they that's why those leaves are out there, man. They're sucking up that energy from that sun, and it's pumping it into those grapes, man. So it's bottled sunshine. And if you look at the label closely, you'll see that it's the sun setting over the hills of Paso Robles. If you're looking from the east to the west, and that's the sun setting over the hills of Paso Robles. The hardest thing I ever did was come up with the label, you know. And I went to a professional, and they go, "Toby, you're broke, right?" I go, "Yes." They go. You know what? I don't. For you, I'll do it for $25,000. And I go, I don't have 25 cents, man.
Yeah. You just said I was broke.
I know. And they go, well, usually 50 or something. So I went down to Cal Poly, put a little note on the pegboard down there.
Yep.
And this guy named Dave Patry, he goes, I'll do it. I'll I mean, I had the idea of what to put on there, but I can't draw it, you know. Right. I don't know how to do it. And so he came up. It was a senior project for him. You can look him up, but he's a multi-millionaire down in L.A. now. He's my age.
Yep.
You know, and so it's beautiful, man. There's a lot of beautiful things that happened in my life that so all I had to do was buy him this book that had all these colors in it. It's some kind of, it's for
it's like Pantones or something.
It got like thousands of colors, and it was like $500. And so
so you just
traded it for a book.
You're telling me
nice,
then
you took photosynthesis and made it into a badass party.
Yeah,
sure did.
From the root to the fruit.
From the root to the fruit. Well, I want to bring Mike in. Mike, what was it like growing up just around this stuff, you know?
I mean, all the good people that came through the winery, just surrounded by good people, always having fun. I mean, since I remember, number one rule he always told me before I go to jump on the bus for school, rule number one is always have fun, you know? And we
always have fun.
And we live by that.
What was rule number 2?
Yeah, so 3 rules.
Don't get caught.
All right, let's get after it. Let's get the James
Rule number
gang
1
rules.
was always have fun. Rule number 2 was be somebody.
Be somebody.
Don't be somebody that shines. Be somebody that has character.
I love it.
Merit. Be somebody. And rule number 3 was never leave a man behind.
Right.
Don't forget where you come from. Make sure you take care of your own people.
Those are great rules.
Yeah, some good core values right
The
there.
second one,
Jeez.
The second one, be somebody. One of my mentors, my high school football coach, Coach Arrow, who taught me no excuses, no messengers, and no sympathy groups, right? No excuses. Just don't offer yourself an excuse. No sympathy groups was do not join people complaining about everything. Like, don't be one of those people. And then the third one was no messengers. And so, like, deliver the message yourself. Be a human being. Look someone in the eye. Don't send someone else to deliver your message, and don't accept a message from somebody else the same way. So I live with those core values as well. So those are pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Man. Yeah. And they serve you well, right?
Absolutely.
You're like, it's weird when things happen. They're actually embedded in you, and you say, like, I have to do something right now. Huh?
Yeah, when he was speaking on having people remember, a service that you give them.
Yeah.
Hell, I do my best here.
You do great. And you don't do your best, you kick ass.
And I think it serves us right,
And one thing, being kind of raised in the South a little bit was manners.
Absolutely, manners is huge.
Yes, man.
Yeah, that
you
was,
know, manners and
Hey, he's got manners. You did
Yeah.
well with that.
I just don't show them to you, Frank.
do.
You know?
I gotta loosen them up sometime. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Mike.
Hey, Mike, your skill here is people, and you know, it sounds like it's almost one of those things where it doesn't sound like it's a real skill, but it is. We value it. You know,
Yeah.
the people who don't value it are the people that aren't going anywhere, in my opinion. You know, and you have a knack with taking a group of individuals you never met before and making them feel like they're your not. I don't want to say your best friend as if you're treating them, but that they're a part of you,
care,
and
that
you're
you
a part
care.
of them, and you care. Yeah.
Yeah,
What-
you do that little extra thing. Remember what they say.
how do you do that? How do you?
it's a gift, huh?
It's
Yeah,
a gift.
yeah.
It's
The
a
grape
gift.
didn't fall far from the vine.
No.
The grape didn't fall far from the
I
vine.
can
Yeah,
see
nice.
where that came.
How do you do that? What's your, you know, if
Well,
you were
I think,
telling someone
I think
to,
you have to understand, like, every group or every individual wants something different from, you know, interaction, and trying to, you know, focus in on that and give them what they want. You know, one of my favorite quotes that you ever told me: "Don't do shit that people hate."
don't do
I love
shit
that. I
people
love
hate.
that quote. I love that quote.
Why would you want to do that?
If some old lady wants a different experience than some group of 25-year-olds, you know,
It's true.
don't give them the same service because they don't want the same service.
We
and make
run-
sure that you understand that and you deliver. Shit.
You're absolutely right. We run parallel. I'm sure, Toby, you've heard this too, or you have been a part of this. It's like, hey, can I move that table over here? We have 10 people coming in. Or can I put these things together? It's like, sure as hell
Why
you
would
can.
you say no?
absolutely
Yeah,
can.
why?
Or thank
let's
you
do
for
it.
asking,
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, shit.
We will do it
exactly.
for you.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
let me
no,
do
let's
it.
do
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Well, and when you think about that, what happened? You made those 10 people happy, and they're gonna go back to that water cooler and tell all their friends how great you are.
It multiplies. Yeah, it multiplies.
And buy some merch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think you've worked on or worked through and seen your dad's teams, Mike? What do you, and we're going to talk about in a little bit, you're about to build your own team. What do you value? What's a good team? What do you think?
So what I've seen parallels between Cal Coast and Tobin James, specifically through like the you know, management side, generosity. Generosity is huge. I've seen you guys do so much for us. You know, give us so much, you know, a long enough leash to let us do what we want to do and do it the way that we see fit, and see that my dad's done the same with his crew. And, you know, generosity just, it creates appreciation, you know, and through that appreciation, better service. Boom.
And when you're looking for people coming up, because you're going to be hiring your own people here, and we'll get to that. What type of people are you looking for?
People that are individuals and don't follow the grain, you know, like he said, go against that grain, be somebody that's you don't see every day. Oh, wow, that guy was cool. That place was cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember that. That guy was weird, you know, but it was kind of a cool weird, you know, like stuff like that, you know.
Yep.
Individuals, unique individuals.
Personality, you can't buy
Personality.
it, you can't rent it, you
can't
can't
teach
borrow
it.
it,
Yeah,
man.
you
You
can't
got
borrow
it
it.
or you don't.
Yeah.
You
All
know?
the other stuff you can teach. You
Yeah.
gotta have the personality.
Yeah, you can't teach
You
that.
can
You
screw
can't
up,
teach that.
but that's all right, man. You screw, but if you made those people happy, you know, I think that's what Mike's saying.
That's what you were looking
yeah.
for when you were starting your creating the Toby vibe, you know, or the Tobin vibe, which is in the name of Toby. What were you looking for? That was it. Personality first.
100%.
Yep.
My first employee, she was a waitress down at AJ Spurs down in Templeton, and I go, I mean, I can't imagine saying this to anybody, but I go, will you work for me? And she, to this day, is one of my best friends, and you know, because of her personality, she goes, I don't know anything about wine. I go, good.
Yeah.
No bad habits.
I'll learn you on that.
I love that.
And
Yep.
to this day, she was fantastic, and she's Leanne Farley. She works. Well, it doesn't
LA,
matter.
yeah.
She's great person, and
Talk about a personality.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely.
And I want to take you back where, as we leave the people section, we'll get to the pints and the farmer and kind of making that stuff and creating your craft and doing the things you guys enjoy. The last part on the people is I want to go to the decision that you made. What if I could take you back to when you were young and we talked about it, but just that decision to go for it on your own, just to do your own thing. What do you think led you and pushed you in that direction?
You know what? I think it was where Michael said, rule number 2 is be somebody. I said, you got one shot in life, and I guess I was young enough not to know I might fail. But it doesn't. It helps when you're making a product that is alive. It's wines are people too. They as a beers are people too. Are so similar, and you got to raise them like they're kids. It's not an object. It's not like that pepper mill. Just so you push a button, you make it. This thing's alive and it ages, and that was always was the challenge of raising that child the right way, that wine the right way, and that was always the challenge that kept me on my toes, and was very exciting because it changes, the wine changes a lot, So what was the question again?
You answered it. You wanted to be somebody, because you could have stayed. You could have stayed being a winemaker, and that was probably a good job and a cool job, and you could have worked for someone else. But that decision to go, like Mike could stay here and work with us and work his way up, and he's going to go do his own thing and run his own thing and start it. And
Rich, there was succeed or move under the 101 with those other fellas down there. Go get a big wooden box, and that's my option. Those were my options.
Well, once you made the decision,
you picked the right one.
Yeah. I think you did all right. I
I don't know, boys under the bridge, they probably like some of that wine.
Look like they're having a good time.
Would. Yeah. All right. So to the next part, the pints is the craft. That's actually what Frank takes grain and water and hops and yeast and creates something. And Mike says, tells me about you and your craft. You're a farmer first, and so tell us about the grapes.
Well, you can't make a wine any better than the grapes you get in. And then when you get those good grapes in, all you can do is screw it up. You got to you're like a shepherd, like down at the fair, they take the stick and they made the animal move. You're going the wrong way. No. And that's for sure is grape selection. But you guys in our business, and Frank will probably tell you too, I don't know how you guys do it, but we do a lot of blending, Like we might have 5 vineyards of Zinfandel. One's real raspberry, and one's real peppery, and one's kind of raisiny and pruny. You got to be like a chef in a kitchen. You add a little bit here, and that's a challenge because you're not gonna blend those together and then you're gonna drink it. You're gonna blend those together so that guy over there likes it, man. Those thousands of people like it. So you got to be on your toes that way.
And that was frowned upon in the beginning, wasn't it?
Oh,
This is an estate grape. This is from this field. That's
the way I was taught. That's the way I was taught. Just estate grown.
Yeah.
All BS. Why would let's say you plant your estate grown and it turns out shitty.
Yeah,
you're not taking the year off.
When you can have gone over the side of the hill over there and got better grapes from this other guy.
Yeah, but you could charge more for it, Toby.
There's not. Yeah,
yeah. The label sells.
Hey, these
estate beer.
Frank does it all the time. These are from Fermentation Vessel 1.
Well, like
beautiful.
Like blending wine, it's more like cooking, than like baking. Baking's like a science,
Yeah,
cooking, like the soul thing comes out.
So do you? And this is my lack of wine knowledge. Do you keep like a wine on, like if you have the same wine on for like 10 years, or are they always changing?
You know what? Here's the thing is, people go it doesn't taste the same as last year. Well, you know what? The vine's 1 year older. Right. So it's fingerprints. You can't make the same wine twice unless you got extra labels.
We knew a guy.
We got a guy.
I said our 1990s in was so good we're going to make more of it.
Yeah, son of a bitch. We just did it. Hey,
but what was the question?
So that's what I'm trying to get. Like cooking, your ingredients are always different. Though grapes got to be different all the time.
If you're lucky, you can make it's the same vine. So it's the a relative of the wine you made the year before, because you don't want to shock your customers,
Right.
like make it all whoa, that's weird, that's way different, you know. So you got it every year. You want to kind of keep it, you know, as similar as you can, but you know, and a lot of, like, we get the Ducey's Zinfandel. You've heard of Ducey Vineyard, you know, famous.
Oh, yeah.
You know, every year that thing tastes like Ducey.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It comes from that earth and that
Yeah,
water.
yeah,
and-
it's
Okay. Because I know our grain changes with.
yeah.
So-
Well, yeah, okay, that's the other thing. The vine's 1 year older, but it rained more that year, or you got,
exactly.
you know, the heat. Look at this growing
You're
season.
playing with Mother Nature.
This growing season is like, it could be a real good one, but it might go long enough where it gets rained on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of thing where, you know, it hasn't even been over 100 degrees. I've only had my air conditioner on I think yesterday was the first time I put my air conditioner on in the house.
And we
'Cause-
hit 92.
You're waiting.
Yeah.
You're waiting for those grapes to hit the bricks of proper amount of sugars in there, right?
Yeah. And you definitely, you know, you don't want to bring them in underripe. But like Michael said, or who, you know, no matter how it turns out, that's the way we planned it. Yeah, I know it's got a little yak urine flavor, but Gary Everly's not doing that. You know what? You're right. Give me 2 cases.
Yak urine.
Yak urine ale. That's our next one.
And you're adding a little smoke to it right now.
Absolutely.
The fire
Smoke
came
taint.
in.
Oh,
yeah, a little
absolutely.
smoke.
Hey, it might
yeah.
sound, you know, with a good ribeye. Yeah, it sounds good.
You know,
I love it.
and you know, guys, it's funny, but it makes sense because you got employees, you got, you know, your family you got to feed. So you know, that's what you got, man.
That's
so
what you
you
got.
So
You
what
go,
you
hey.
got? Smoke them if you got them, you know?
you smoke
Well,
it.
So in all of that, you know, all the wines you made and everything else, and Tobin James, what are you, your craft of building this winery, what are you most proud of so far?
The most proud of is probably our customers, you know, and my employees, because our customers, you know, we're both fortunate in the fact that people don't walk into your brewery and people don't walk into my winery grumpy. Oh,
No.
I got to go taste wine, like they're going to sit in a dentist chair, you know, or something, you know. So, you know, and I saw that, and building on that to make them happy, you know, think about this, you guys. If somebody, you know what the Super Bowl is for, you know, us, like somebody takes our wine, they put it on their Thanksgiving dinner table, man. It's like, just gives me the shivers, man. I just thinking
Yeah,
about
that's
that. They're going, you only put your best on there, right?
Yeah.
You got, you know, grandma's apple pie and dad, the way he cooked the turkey, you know, you got the best on there. Being on, that's the Super Bowl for
Hell
us, you
yeah.
know. And
Hey,
you know,
I
they
didn't think about that.
Hey,
one.
I've had this stuff in my freaking drawers for 20 years.
yeah.
Well, you never taken them out?
No,
But
well,
no, he
no,
uses
we
it.
do. Shit, we wash our hands on this every day for 20 years. I'm not
that's-
kidding. We've had that for. You know what's crazy? That is funny because here we sit. How about this is a moment for me, or you know, Martha and I stopped there. This actually is a story. Scott, I'm going so many directions, but this is a real story.
Yeah.
I had it. Yeah, no shit. I
Thanks for
drove
saying it.
this way with Craig from Sunriff Beer Company, and his roommate was Scott, who works in our kitchen, right? Who works with us right now, who's one of our team members. Scott's one of our guys. And so anyways, we stopped at Tobin James, and he worked over there.
Oh,
just
yeah,
to-
Scotty,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So he happened to work there, and that was had to be 20 years ago. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I think it was that long. And we stopped through there, and then Martha and I had stopped, and we became wine club members just because of what you're talking about.
That's
so
how it
it's
works,
kind of
huh?
feels good. Yeah,
That's
it's like,
crazy.
but it's like that. The plan comes through and people feel it and identify with it. That's kind of cool. And if you asked me when I was there and I was younger, hey, you think you're gonna do a podcast with Toby James and Michael James one day? I'd tell you you're out of your mind. Right?
You would have said, what's a podcast?
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, and I'll look it up on AI, right? But it's pretty damn cool. Oh yeah. Well, what do you guys do away from wine?
We travel.
What do you enjoy?
Yeah,
We
travel.
travel. We'll be in Poland and Lithuania on Tuesday.
Yeah, in 3
That's what I
days.
heard. I know. We got a couple of vacation requests that roll through here. Sure, it sounds like you guys are gonna have some fun.
You know,
Yeah, sorry about that one, boys. My bad.
I tried to instill things in the kids, and they know that he's been all over the world. So, you know, that's one of them. You know, I dive. You know, not as much as I used to diver, but I think it's traveling. You know,
What do you love about traveling? What's your passion?
You know, you know what the most amazing place I still go to is like Vietnam. I went to Vietnam, you know, and this was like, you know, 25, 30 years ago. I went there, and it's not now. It's on all the cooking shows and all the travel thing, but not back then. It wasn't.
No, I can't
People were like,
imagine.
I landed in Hanoi, and we landed, and you could still see bomb craters, man, where we bombed them in the
Tubuku.
They were growing rice.
Yeah,
they were
man.
growing rice in them, you know.
And I'm walking down the street, and I thought it was the biggest mistake. I almost got on a plane and said, I got to get out of here. I've been back 15 times.
No kidding.
Yeah, and this is when nobody went there. I'm walking down the street. People were like they were on bikes, and they were like wrecking, looking at me, man. Like a white guy. You know,
Oh shit! Not again.
now, would I rather do that or go somewhere where you look the same and no, that was exciting. That was thrilling. Michael's been there 3 or 4 times, and
4 times,
Japan. No,
Food's amazing.
you go somewhere where it's
Japan's a
really
yearly
different.
thing now.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Mike, what have you picked up since we've known you? You've been to Japan a couple times and all over. What have you picked up? What do you love about traveling?
I mean, a big thing in our family was always food, man. You know, we always eat good. We like different foods. Traveling definitely really drove that home for us. And just the different cuisines. I mean, Vietnam, Japan, Poland. I mean, it's all, you know. What kind of food do they eat in Poland? Nobody knows. We got to go look.
I have no
You
idea.
guys, you know,
Yeah.
We got to go find out.
Let's go.
Yeah.
you guys, you know, we've had a chef out at the winery that cooks for, you know, special events. We're not open for dinner or anything, and he was just kid, man. I said, you're gonna work with this chef
because every day after school.
Every day he'd work with his chef, you know, learn how food works. Because you know what, if you do one thing a day, be really good at it. You're going to eat 3 times a day.
Yeah.
If you're going to take a shower, be good at it, you know, if you're going to do anything. But if you're going to eat 3 times a day. So he learned, he was in college, and they would all come over to his place because all his college buddies knew he would cook some good food.
I'd collect at the door.
Oh no, our whole team will be missing. We know where they're at. They're at his barbecue. They're at your barbecue.
at my house.
After the holiday party out at that mansion, we all went back to my house.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I heard stories.
We rented the mansion, by
yeah.
the way. We rented the mansion. Yeah. He had the whole squad back.
I cooked like a carbonara or something, and they were all in the pool, and I was like ladling
Just
them pasta.
serving it
They're
up.
just it's the funniest thing you could ever imagine.
Because the
entire team.
That's what I love.
I don't remember the invite, but that's cool.
The James gang. No, you had a great time at the party. It was time for you to go home.
No, you're gonna wrestle me. I try to wrestle you. You remember that?
What happens?
Someone
at
told
the
me not to,
Calicos,
and I listened to him.
What happens at the Calicos party stays at the Calicos holiday party. Yeah, I love it. Well, and I want to touch on, because we know not only Mike, but the James. You know, the James gang. That describes. Is that describe? I guess this is a good question. Is that describing your family and the way you guys do things, or is that the group that is at the winery?
No, yeah. What happened was we heard is like, man, you know, people would leave our tasting room and they'd go somewhere else, and they'd go, you have to go see that gang at Tobin James.
Yeah.
Well, that turned into the James
gang.
And
All right.
so that stuck. And then, you know, I don't know, well, if we've talked about it here yet, but we have our wine club's called the James Gang.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's our animal. That's our, you know, I don't want to talk numbers, but you know, they say it's the biggest one in the world.
But we're doing all right.
Yeah, you know, but I don't like being the biggest anything, because
you
things start
target on
shooting
your
at
back.
you.
Yeah.
You're on somebody's radar
Stay
screen. They
humble.
start
Wants to
shooting at
knock
you.
you down.
He's the one doing the shooting.
Stay humble. Well, I use it as, because we know your family. So the James gang is.
Yeah.
We see you as a tight knit group of individuals, and it's funny because your daughters come here and hang out with us. We see your wife. We get to see the people, and then you've extended your arms to our people, and they hang out with you, and you've even invited us. You know, you invited me and Martha to Louisiana. There, we didn't go yet. We're working still. We're still grinding. But you brought us back chickens. So you are those people out there asking, is he who he says he is? He's 100 the most giving person you could be around, and a very great guy. And you even brought us back a Louisiana stuffed chicken. You remember that?
Yeah. You know what? Listen.
He parked his truck out front. He got home. He goes, "What happened to all my chickens?"
I brought you guys.
Gave them away.
You guys.
We gotta go back. Do you want it back? Do you want it back?
I brought back 200, I think.
You handed
200
us
something,
some
and we get back to the house. I got 150. I go, what the hell happened to those chickens?
One stop.
Hey, you're having
Dad,
a good time.
Dad, you got drunk and you gave them all away.
You were cracking me up.
There are people like circling his truck. I sort of like vultures. Yeah.
And it was delicious. I will
They're
just say
great.
thank
They're
you.
great.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
The Bro Bridge Crawfish Festival.
Yeah.
Well, we're moving on to possibilities, and so after obviously we know the story of Tobin James, and it's still being written, and it's very successful. It's done well, and people love it and recognize the brand. But you're still pushing. Why are you still driving? We got some new projects coming. We're gonna hit right now. What drives you after 30-something years? 30 years.
Now it's family. I got grandkids, and like I say, I grew up in a big family, and still, I mean, there's with all the my brothers and sisters, and now I got all these nieces and nephews, and it's family's just. I'm one of those guys that's the number one thing in the world. And what I wanted was we're going to start a hotel, and I think it's a really good project. It fits in with the winery because people will come. They come from our tasting room's not full of people from Paso Robles.
Yeah,
they're from Orange County and Bakersfield and all over the world. So
that's a great point.
I bought this piece of dirt, a piece of ground, a lot here on Spring Street, right on our main street. Mm-hmm. That was an old, it had a gas station on it, and they spilled some gas, And so for 25 years, that thing was for sale, sitting there, weeds growing in it. And I go, what the hell's going on with that? I asked a realtor. He said, it spilled some gas. I said, well, I'm going to buy it, I bought it really cheap. Yeah. And, oh, my God. You're going to environmental.
It's a phase 1 inspection, my friend. And then phase 2.
We've been through all that.
And you know what? So Chevron was the one responsible. I called them up. I go, I didn't go like, I didn't say it like I wanted. You bastards got to clean this up. I said, you guys got to clean it. They go, can you give us 2 months? I said, 2 months? I go, yeah, sure, man, no problem.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be this drawn out thing.
Oh, yeah, no, like working with the railroad. Yeah,
Chevron should have bought it, or the city should have bought it, but Chevron goes, okay, we'll be there a couple months. It was unbelievable.
And that property is right there on Spring Street. And what's the corner? 18th, yeah.
Yeah, so we're excited, and I'm gonna let Michael tell you that.
Yeah,
he's the man. He's running the show on that. I'm probably putting the money together, but he's meeting with the architects and designing it, and he's on top of it.
Well, and to set the stage, so Michael's been our purpose statement is bring them together, leave them better, and so Michael's been up front with us the whole time that he's. At some point, helping us out, and then he's going to do his own thing, and we've been up front with him, loving him, and just trying to give him everything we can so that he can be successful, and he's got everything you've been teaching him, and hopefully a little bit from us, and then he gets to be himself, but he's kicking ass, and so we couldn't be more excited for you guys and the gift that you're giving Paso, and excited for Mike to do his own thing, and go hang out there and drink some wine over there, and throw some money at you guys just for, like you said, the hometown Paso people in a good way. There's some love there. So we're excited for you, Mike. What do we got coming, dude?
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
Going back to the beginning, just being lucky enough to, first of all, have the experiences that I've experienced through Toby and my dad and the winery, but then also getting the job here with you guys. I don't know why, but I had a feeling I wanted to work here. I mean, you guys gave me some some pushback. But I dropped off enough resumes. You guys couldn't ignore me.
He didn't go. He was so.
Hey, you
good,
guys,
can't ignore him.
let me cut in real quick. But I kept telling Rich that, I think I was telling you about Mike, hiring because you know why?
Yeah.
Because then I could come here, I could watch the
Drink
game,
beer.
get a tri-tip sandwich, drink beer, and watch him work.
Yeah, that's his favorite. Yeah, talk about a hobby.
Every dad's dream.
And hold on, you're right. Now we're both cutting Mike off, but his sister, this
story.
group rolls deep. Found Martha and I have never been to Parkfield. Not that we don't want to go there, but I just never been there. And your sister, the second I walked up, she saw a Calco's shirt and said, "Calco's beer. Do you know my brother?" And I said, "No." She told me your name, and she goes, "You need to hire him. He applied there. You need to hire him." And I thought, man. Like, that's
Jeez.
aggressive. Like, she was
That's
serious.
Jessica.
That's Jesse James.
Yeah.
She was serious
Mean as a
about it.
rattlesnake.
She looked me right in my eye like, "You're not getting a beer. You better hire my brother." And so fast forward, I don't even put two and two together because they don't flaunt who they are, which is a beautiful thing. And so Toby comes in and, I've talked to you one other time and I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm back." And I thought, man, he really likes our beer. I was thinking, we're the shit, man. Our beer is so good.
We got this winemaker here. He's loving our
man.
beer.
He loves it. And I'm like, "Well, what are you doing?" He goes, I'm meeting my I came to see my son. And I was like, "Oh, cool." And I thought, when is he coming? Do you need this seed or something? I'm shooting the shit, trying to, talk to this guy as a mentor. And he's like, "He works for you. He's right there. He works with you." Shit. That's how we do it.
We never knew.
And that's a testament to Mike because I had actually forgot in between that time because you don't roll that way. And
Yeah,
so
my name is Michael James, not Tobin James.
that's it.
I did my own thing.
I'm not my dad, and not in a disrespectful way. Like, I want to make my own path, and I want to be somebody, and you are. So this project's gonna be badass.
That's
Yeah.
a
All right,
beautiful
sorry.
story, Rich.
Well,
I
it's
love
cool.
it,
It's
man. That's a
actually
cool
cool.
story. It's very good.
Yeah, so back to the project. Like my dad said, we've had that project or that property in the family for a little bit. Went back and forth of what to do. We decided on this mixed use building. It's got a little bit of everything. It's gonna be a perfect little
So just
little home base for the community. I think we're gonna be able to bring a lot of the wineries out a little bit further out of town. Give them a place to play. Something fun.
And Jake will put some pictures up that you guys brought just to set the stage. It is first of all, there is a tasting room down below, so you can taste Tobin James wine right there, right?
Yeah.
And so that's going to be unique. And then the entire project as a whole has some rooms up there.
Yeah,
that are,
so it's mixed use building. So we'll have some hotel rooms. We also have some residential units as well.
yeah.
Small, everything.
Yes.
Not a huge.
Yeah, I mean, we have 16 hotel rooms. We have 8 residential. We have 2 low income housing.
Yeah.
Does that fall
in there
under
as well.
boutique?
Yeah.
What'd you call it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's going to be no host.
We
even,
could have.
yeah.
We could have. The initial plans, we had like double the hotel rooms, and we went away with that. Went back to 16 and just real big, real comfortable.
That'd be beautiful.
A lot of texture, color, no cookie cutter stuff.
It's hard to give a real big hotel that personal thing.
Absolutely.
We're going to keep it
Absolutely.
small. So Rich, and what we're going to do, and this is I learned.
Come
from,
on, lay it on me.
Okay, you're gonna love this. So
Let's go.
So it's gonna be unique, and it's gonna be you're gonna go to the water cooler and tell everybody like there's gonna be like a little door. I forget the size of it, like 2 foot by 2 foot that we can access from the outside in the hallway.
Yeah.
But then you can open it from. Open this little door,
Little
and there's
two-way.
going to
Little
be
double door.
there's going to be
Just
a little bouquet of flowers for the girls to take downtown when they go to
Yeah,
dinner. Or-
just like these right here.
Come on.
Just like these.
Hold
Just like
on.
these.
Hold on. I'm going to have more stuff in my house.
A little gift.
Martha's
a
going to
little
have
gift.
to stay there.
I love it.
Generosity
there's
creates repeat
going to be
business,
some
you know?
croissants, or there's going to be some
yeah.
Calco's, a jug of beer, man.
You better hurry and
yeah.
get it built. Someone's gonna steal that.
Let's go.
Yeah, Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
they won't do it, Frank. They won't execute
that's
it.
Well,
These
so,
guys will.
So our big is, I mean, everyone, oh, you scared to fail, no, none of that.
Hell no.
Scared to be ordinary, you got to be
Scared
unique.
to
Yeah,
be
there you go.
ordinary.
Do something that people, people are gonna remember that and they go, oh hell, that was cool.
We don't
Shit.
do ordinary.
How these
No.
boys think of that?
Very excited.
Unplug him. Perfect. That was karma.
Who undid my microphone?
But,
All right,
we-
but you're going after innovative people to be around.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
We have
Yeah.
we have our own little tasting room, quote unquote. But we're definitely going to focus on trying to, include other wineries and make it a more of
Yeah.
a community center versus just strictly Tobin James. We want this.
Right.
We want this to be a comfortable space for everybody to be able to come in and promote all tides.
All rising
tides.
tides raise all ships.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And we definitely want to push for that because it's a cohesive community.
So
it's
can you
it's
have
not
beer
individual.
there? Can you have beer there?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Oh, we might.
Well,
we're-
Mike
we're
doesn't
not
go
gonna-
anywhere where you can't have a beer.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
we're-
he won't either. Yeah.
You guys,
fair
you guys know that the path to a great wine is littered with beer bottles and
Yes,
pizza
sir.
boxes.
Right.
You guys, I don't know if I told you this, but this is my mantra forever: is that if you go into a winery and the winemaker's there, he's back there drinking a glass of wine. He's a sissy, man.
You better leave that winery.
I'm
Yeah.
always kidding. But you know what? It goes back to we're farmers. You jump off the tractor, you want a glass of Cabernet or you want a cold Cal Coast
Beer.
Pale Ale. I know,
sir.
what,
Yep.
Well, what they say,
Frank took it off though, so I'm trying to get him to get it back. Jesus.
that's what he drinks.
Dude, can you bring the pail back? Thank you for
Jeez.
slipping
Well,
that in.
don't worry.
I'll pay you later.
Give me like
when we're
7
done.
more days. I think you might be happy.
A mailman doesn't go on a drive on his day off. If you spend all day doing something,
Yep.
when you go home, you don't want the same thing.
yeah, I could argue that.
Well, and what's
You
cool-
go home and drink vodka. Come on now. Come on now.
Frank finds his way into a good beer over there on the beach
Every
in
once in a
Cayucas.
while, there might be a beer.
That Modelo.
he probably goes home and
love
drinks
it.
wine.
But you keep innovating, and I wanted to hit with you. The state of craft beer and wine is kind of under attack right now. It's like we're seeing some leveling out, I guess, on what was good. But you definitely have to be innovative right now. It doesn't mean you can't win, but it means you can't sit still and be who you are. Right? What do you think about things right now?
Yeah, it's wild. Americans have only been drinking wine for 50 years, so you thought there was lots to
And we're already screwing it up.
where people reach. One problem is, we kind of create our own monster where, people want to be. Everybody wants to be a winemaker
Yep.
because they think it's all this prestigious thing, and I guess it is, But hey, you're just a winemaker,
Yep.
When you tear it all apart, you're a farmer that took the fruit and made it into wine, something that But everybody thinks it's
You're a dishwasher.
yeah,
Absolutely.
You're a dishwasher.
Sterilizing everything. Absolutely.
You guys, one thing I
you
probably shouldn't
understand.
say is that but a lot of people that get in our business are real rich people that
Oh,
they
I
go.
was
they-
gonna say,
it
beer is the
just-
same.
It just makes my blood boil that. I feel sorry for them. They made a lot of money doing something else, and now they, I don't know if they want to meet chicks or something, and they got to build a winery, But
The winemaker and brewers aren't meeting
I
the
call them.
chicks.
That's why I like working over here.
I
You
call-
sell the wine.
I call them just like a trophy wife, It's the
wine. The
the
wine is the
winery,
trophy.
that's their trophy.
Brewery.
I go whatever, yeah.
We actually see that too. What you're saying is there's just that absent. While they can access that, there's no substitute for the passion and the work that goes into it,
Right.
And connecting
These
with people.
these guys have never hooked a hose up to a tank.
No.
yeah,
And they call it their winemakers. I go,
Yeah.
no, I don't, not in my book. So what happened was a lot of wineries have popped up, but Albertsons didn't make their wine shelves any bigger.
no,
They're not go. Oh, there's more wineries. We have to make our wine shelves bigger. No, they don't do that.
yeah.
So now
It's oversaturated.
So now
It's similar with
there's a leveling
the beer.
out right now.
That's pretty much a good
Absolutely.
way
Yeah.
to say it.
Yeah.
well, people are changing their ways as well.
Americans are not focused on wine like
No,
they.
no.
They're
Well,
doing
newer
they're doing
generation.
gummies or something.
Yeah, I've done 3 already.
No sharing, dude.
Hey, but you know what? You're not a quitter. You still didn't give up the beer and wine.
Nope. Not
And,
cream will rise
he's
to the
old school.
top.
So-
it always does.
So it's challenging. The wine business is all over the world.
It's about diversifying, though. You know, I put it on there, so I always have like a thing like Rich's Rant. I was talking to Jake earlier, and it's like but you have to innovate. That's not new to anything. You know, I always joke, but it's like, how's MySpace doing right now? How's Toys R Us doing?
Yeah.
You know,
When's the last time you gone there? Yeah.
Yeah, as you look around, you're like, how's CNN and Fox News doing right now compared to people who can throw podcasts on? And, you know, how's Polaroids doing?
Rich, you know,
You got to innovate,
Well, that's
man. You got to move
a
forward.
huge reason why we're venturing into this, unknown territory for ourselves, But we know we're gonna be all right.
but the thing
But you're
is,
gonna do the same thing in a
with-
different way,
with a hotel.
right? Yeah.
I mean, you know what? A hotel, you go to the front desk, you get your key, you take an elevator, and you walk down a hallway. That's it. But all of them are like that.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be like, there's gonna be something right around in the corner that you've never seen or offered
Yeah,
or
captivating,
We're gonna have it like you say, out of the box stuff.
Absolutely.
And it's not that hard to do, man. It just
and
Just that little bit more effort, That's all it takes.
it
And
is, but it isn't.
5%.
It is.
Exactly.
It's
five,
that extra
95.5.
5%.
Exactly.
If
So
you can
we
do
talk
that.
about it, Toby. We say here, and it wasn't us. We read a book. It's like the 5% is where the magic happens.
You got
it
me to
was,
read.
yeah, how about that?
Left to right.
And so, anyways, the
Whole new
idea was
concept.
95% of it is everywhere you go to a brewery or a winery, you expect to go to the counter, you expect to order some wine, you expect for them to tell you about it, you expect for you to drink it and have a good time, right? That's the expectation. That's 95. The 5% is in the little bit of magic, like you said, on how you deliver it, and we talk about you can also ruin it. Frank could work his ass off making that beer.
Absolutely.
You could work your ass off making the wine. It could go all the way through. It could harvest beautifully. It could go in the bottles. The label could be amazing. And if the person who pours it has a bad attitude,
Yep.
they ruin the whole damn thing.
Well, why are you putting it on me, dude?
No, and we don't do that. We
yeah,
don't do that. And
Absolutely
so
not.
The 5% magic, not only do we pour it correctly and get it right, we give you an experience that you're never going to forget.
Rich, you know what? I'm here. I like coming to your place because you guys understand all the things you just said. That there's energy here. You got to decorate. I heard it's all Martha, but I know you're a
That's
character.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
No,
Frank
it's
making the
official.
beer. Well, first you got to start with the beer.
Yeah.
We're a good team. I do the song and dance for the
A good-
people.
a good
Martha
salesman
makes
can
sure
sell
the
good-
parties
bad
are
beer,
good.
though, Come on.
Frank makes sure we have
Just sell
beer.
it.
You need a good team.
You come to a place like this because you want to have fun and smile and talk to people
Yep.
that are friendly, and you guys got it down. Yeah, it's,
Well, you built a community, and out of towners coming in, they could feel that still, and they're appreciative to be a part of it, and the local watering hole. Everybody wants to be at that local
Yes,
watering
sir.
hole.
So tell me about the mindset that it takes to go through all this and build a new project and do all that. What type of mindset do you carry when you're
What working with the
attacking
city?
these projects? Yeah, doing all these things when things are tough.
Working with the city?
Yeah.
Whoa. We love the city.
I
We
should-
love
I-
the city.
Actually,
Freedom
yeah,
is
yeah, I
city.
take it.
You don't
I
have your
take that back.
privileges.
I take that back. I take that
City
back.
Hold on. Yeah, city.
You guys-
Go city.
They're great.
in nature, I think the species that survives, the members of that species, the ones with the best instincts, are the ones that are going to survive. And I'm hoping you guys definitely got that good instinct where you can see what people want, and I think also,
Yeah.
but you're never guaranteed anything. But I think if we use our instincts and make people happy, that maybe we open this up and nobody comes there, but and you don't want to ever say 100% we're gonna be full every day. You don't want to say that either, because now you're putting your on the chopping block. But I think the instinct is what really
Drives it.
drives the whole project to be successful.
And it's just that feel. It's
Well, understanding people and understanding what people want.
because you can't have good instincts if you're not connected to not only just the climate and the economy as itself and people, but you got to be connected all the way right down into the community and your guests that are right there.
Well, and like anticipation, like that's what I do a lot here. You have to anticipate what people want, and if you can do it before they ask, then it's
You're a mind reader. People
absolutely.
love it.
But it's just so easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy.
Hey,
but
you guys,
humans are similar.
my philosophy in life, was, and this kind of sums up what we just all talked about. It was to piss off other wineries, man. This hillbilly with no money kicks this billionaire's ass. I mean,
I can't wait.
That drive,
Yes, sir.
I hope someday
that's his back east
we're
vibe
pissing
coming
off
in,
every brewery around.
You just want to tap dance in their head.
you know what? You guys same thing, and you piss off.
thinking
I
of
bet
me?
you guys piss off.
Hatfield and McCoy kind of vibe. Yeah.
I'll bet Firestone that you piss them off.
We might be tap dancing,
We might be annoying some people. Yes.
Yeah, good job.
especially their marketing.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we pissed off a lot of wineries because they had all the money. But it's that personality. You can't buy it, rent it. You can't borrow it. It's not going to happen.
And we talk about, I'm going to hit you with a couple things just to end right here. And then Frankie's going to ask you the one question that he always likes asking. But give people out there, because people always see it and they take for granted all the work that goes beyond. Do you have a story where things were, difficult and you had to overcome something and you felt like maybe it wasn't going to work out? And was there a time that you had to overcome something?
Well, in the beginning when I was broke and I didn't have, it was hard to claw your way to success, and nobody heard of Paso, but I always looked at it like a challenge. But I never got desperate or depressed or anything. I was fortunate. Americans were waking up to wine, and the thing again, it came back to. You're making a product that people, they coddle it to their car, and then they get it out of their car and they coddle it into their castle, their home, and somebody's making dinner and all that, home. There's flavors, there's the smell of cooking, and they're opening a bottle of your wine. It just makes my heart shine, man. When I think about it, you guys want to hear something great? When I made it over the hump, Rich, is when I went into this restaurant in L.A. and I'm having dinner with somebody, and they nudge me and they go, "Look over there, man." I look over and there's a bottle of my wine on this couple's table. There's a little candle, and they're kind of holding hands, and they're talking real close, and there's my bottle of wine. They don't know who I am.
Right,
and I'm just,
cool.
I think I fainted, man. I go, that was the happiest thing in the world to see that, we made it. And you want to know the other time? I finally figured we made it. You want to know the other time? I'm driving down the road here in Paso, and I think it was Lake Road or something. And I look on the side of the road, and there's a Tobin James box, man, on the side of the road, man. I said, I've made it. We're roadside trash, man.
Dude, the Valley. Hey, they call them the Valley trash too.
I was right in front of them.
I lived in the Valley, so they got money and they support everybody.
I was in Japan this last trip, and we were eating at this sushi restaurant, and I go and take a whiz.
And there's a sticker.
And
there's gotta be a sticker.
I'm pissing like this. I'm like, I was drinking sake or whatever. I look up Tobin James sticker.
That's
I took a
pretty
picture.
badass.
I go.
I've been in Europe wearing like this shirt, and I'm walking down, and people are walking on the sidewalk, and they go, "Tobin James."
Oh.
They don't know who I am. They just go. They recognize the symbol. I go, I'm Tobin James. They go, "Oh, you've been to that winery?" I go, "No, I'm Tobin James." They go, "Isn't that a great winery?" I mean, they can't. It's wild.
You gave me chills because I had one of those moments, and we are nowhere near where you're at. We were working hard to try to get that way, but Martha and I went to the top of the Guinness factory in Ireland.
Whoa!
And I was wearing a Calco shirt, and this is funny. And a girl comes up and says, "That's great beer." And I was holding the Guinness, and I said, "You're absolutely right." I thought for sure she was talking about the Guinness, and Martha was standing with me. And she goes, No, not the Guinness, your shirt. Calco's beer, and I said, "You've been there?" She goes, "Yeah, in Ireland." She goes, "That's my favorite place. I live
Give me
in Santa
some
Barbara."
knuckles, man.
Hey, it gave me chills when
cool.
you told the story, because that was the one time I was like, "Wow, that blew me away." Because we only see it, we're still seeing it this big. You know, we see
You're international now, buddy. Come on
yeah,
now.
without knowing it.
That
you know?
just put a smile on your face for the rest of the
I
trip.
was like, "Whoa, that was crazy."
We're ground
But,
level.
yeah. Heck yeah. Well, we hope to someday keep doing the work and be where you are. Like we said, success leaves clue, and we appreciate you taking every opportunity to coach us up and give us any gem you can get, because we're definitely receiving of it.
We listen.
Yeah,
We do
you
listen.
guys don't need me, man. You're doing just fine.
All right. Anything else, Frankie? What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm kind of a movie critic.
Oh shit.
Oh no!
I was gonna say we couldn't
forgot about
leave.
that. I
Hey,
forgot
if you didn't
about
that.
say
I
it,
didn't.
I no. That's definitely the last thing.
So, no, first off, I want to appreciate you guys. You are the definitely the OG of wineries around here, which is that says a lot. You stuck it through.
That
And if you want to kind of know about it, is there any way we could watch something?
yeah. We actually made a movie. I said, well,
Hell yeah.
and I guess other wineries have made movies, but I've never really seen. It's not a documentary, but we made a
so it's
movie.
not a documentary.
No, it's not a documentary. I said
close, though.
There's a lot of times people come up and say, "Hey, we want to make a documentary about you." I go, "No." There's too many people in my lives that won't be included in. I didn't know. There's
Yeah,
no
a lot
way.
of that, too.
People. You can't include everybody. But I said, you make it a comedy, and I'm on. So we made a movie called Wine Thief. And you guys know what a wine thief is. It's a
Oh yes.
Yeah.
it's like a turkey baster. You put
Yes.
and then you put it in
Absolutely.
a barrel and you drink the wine. But so we made it. I mean, listen, man, you guys.
Drop the link.
I think it's free. So
Oh, no, we got it. You can go. Where can you see it? Where can you see it?
Amazon and
Yeah, we saw it on Amazon.
Drop the link.
did
Jake, if
Amazon
you're-
and two. Did you watch it?
Hell yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah, we bought. Yeah,
Well, you
we-
guys-
fuck yeah, we watched
Hey,
it. What do
listen,
you mean? Did
are
we
you
watch
serious?
it? Yeah,
Oh, what?
Martha watched
62
it,
minutes
too.
of it? Like
Come
it
on.
was the perfect amount
We
of time
can-
to
Did you
watch
make-
a
did
movie.
No longer.
Did you
no
make it the
longer.
whole way through?
All the way
yeah,
through.
we
Might have
did.
done twice.
He goes.
If you made it halfway, I would have been happy.
No,
Listen,
that was
it's
great.
the
If
80s
you're
porno.
crazy, if you're
Yeah,
crazy
dude,
enough
let
to
me
make
soft.
it, we're
Shit,
crazy enough to
such a
watch
vibe.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Absolutely, I love that quote. Too.
but we had fun doing it.
Oh, I
we
can-
got we got some big, kind of big name actors.
No,
or
no
used
big
to be.
name actors.
Is that your brother?
I thought
Yeah, my brother's
Chuck
in it.
Norris was in there at one point, wasn't he?
It was, looking back, it was just.
Hey, good for you.
It was
We're,
fun.
never,
It was fun
we're not making
it.
any
It
money.
was fun.
I thought it'd be like a big Tobin James commercial, which it is if anybody watches it.
What do you mean you're not making money? Where'd my $3 go?
Yeah, somebody got it. They didn't give it to me.
Yeah,
That's
Hey,
that's
listen.
So what you're saying is Tobin James does do things a little different.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank
you for that. Yes.
We salute you. Yeah, dude. Hey, shit, you want a movie? Make one. Right?
That's
It's
right.
fun.
Hey, be damned. What are they going to do? Talk shit about it?
Are
They've
you
been
in
talking
the,
shit
are you
about
in the movie
everything
by
whole
any
time.
chance?
You know what, you guys?
He's got a cameo.
Are you
Frank-
in the movie?
Yeah. You know what, you guys?
He knows.
I
He
said no.
does.
I'm not being in the movie. Don't even ask me again. Never ask me again. But we're at Martin Crode's winery. We're filming up there, and no, they
Are you playing cards or what were you doing
No,
in
they
there?
started.
Don't wreck the movie.
They started feeding me gin.
That's why we gave you beer. That's why we
Gin
gave
to
you
the
beer.
end.
So they get your ass in. I go, I'm tired of you asking. So I sat there and I did.
He provided the bribe. That's
Yeah. I definitely didn't say anything.
Hey, I love it.
Watch
Hell
it. You
yeah.
guys go watch it. Wine
watch the
Wine
damn
Thief.
movie.
Watch
Watch
it.
the movie.
Like and subscribe to Wine Thieves.
You guys,
Yeah,
did you guys
yeah.
get comments on off of this?
We do. We're gonna
Well,
get them
yeah.
now because you just
Oh,
told me
no.
you got plenty of members. We're gonna get a lot of them now. Shit.
We're gonna send all this out. We're gonna send this to our wine club members.
Oh, they're gonna love it. They're gonna love it. Yeah. Hey, you're gonna actually be
Yeah.
helping us because you're coming in here. You got a lot more juice than we do, so you're helping us out just as much as.
I'm just not that tech knowledgeable yet. You know what? You share it and it goes on what a platform.
That's
that's
why-
why we got that guy.
It's like okay.
We're tectic too.
okay.
Hey, They call us the Paso Joe Rogan, so we'll take it. I don't know.
We're still
You
running.
look like him.
We're still running dialogue, you know.
Exactly.
I'm
AOL.com
pretty sure we have the
right
same
here.
amount of followers, right, Jake? Yep. All right. Well, shit. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I think we're good. Frankie?
Yeah. Keep fighting the
Anything
good
funny,
fight. We
Mike?
appreciate
Cheers.
you guys.
Thank you for coming out. You guys will have to come back, so we'll have you
Yeah,
back
please
after
do.
we get
Cheers.
open. Actually, here's what we're gonna do, Jake. We're gonna set up over there when they get ready, and we're gonna do one over there in the new
In the new
place.
taste room. Oh, it's
Hell
gonna
yeah.
be gorgeous, man. The whole it's gonna be
We're gonna be fired up.
unique,
Any
man.
horses or anything?
Live ones? Yeah.
Pioneer Day got you.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Yeah. But before we even get to that, we have an extra special guest because Martha's coming on. She wants to test Toby and also talk about a connection here. She brought some extra special gifts.
And I'm
We're
Frank, the co-host.
Hey, we haven't done that yet. We haven't even got there. Nice try. He's so nervous. Here we go. All right, this is we're gonna give these back to Toby.
Okay, so we have been wine club members way back in the day, and our favorite part about the Tobin James Wine Club is all the fun little gifts that you get, and we've talked about this last week. So I brought some of those to prove that yes, we actually were wine club members, and I would love to do a little quiz. Maybe you can guess the year.
Yeah, you know, I don't even know how old my son is.
So just for the record, these are the few things that we have in our home. I pulled these from our house today, and they are used regularly. That is a pepper grinder. We have the wine stoppers. The barbecue set actually was probably the best thing. We have our Tobin
Wait
James
for it.
Yeah, those
coasters
yeah.
that live in our living room. Frank
Wait
has seen
for
them
it.
in
Yep,
our living
absolutely.
room.
Hold on.
And then, not even a joke, these are the actual dish towels that we use.
I love those.
Literally every single day. They are in our home.
And you guys,
and I broke it.
you guys notice our logos on all of those things too,
Absolutely.
of course.
Everything. Hey,
That
and
makes
these
me
are-
happy.
The beautiful part is, Martha, tell them why you were a wine club member. This is long before we ever knew these guys, so we're gonna fast forward all those stories. But long before we ever met you, why did we love that place?
Yes, I would say about 15 years ago, we came just visiting Paso, and we stopped at Tobin James because it's the very first place that you see when you come into town from the valley. We had an amazing experience. Everyone was super friendly. It was not formal. It was very casual and fun, and we really enjoyed the wine and the people, so we signed up for the wine club. And then another funny story that I mentioned is living in Fresno. You had to be home to get your wine shipment. We were not home at the time, so I had to go to UPS to go pick it up. I walk into UPS, I said, I have a box to pick up. They're like, oh, just grab one of those against the wall. So in Fresno at the UPS is boxes just piled floor to ceiling of Tobin James wine shipments for all of the Valley people to come and pick up their wine. So we love you, have always been a fan of Tobin James. We love Mike. We've been a big fan of his too, working here. So we're super happy for you guys to join us.
That's excellent. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Martha.
Dude, I feel like I'm out of a job again.
Hey, that's the best testimonial I think
You know
ever
what?
got right there.
Everything that the winery has strived to do, Martha just said it all. That was always our goal to get. You know, we love the Valley guys there because they belong in our tasting room because they like it a little bit more informal, a little bit more fun, and that's what that's kind of what we do. But you know another good story is I can't remember how exactly it went, but a UPS driver came in, and he goes, you wouldn't believe this. He goes, I go into a neighborhood, and it's got the cul-de-sac or something, there's 20 houses. He goes, one day he was walking up to a house with the box, and he goes, and the owner was there, and he goes, "What is in here?" Because I delivered the same box to everybody on the neighborhood. Now, if you best driver, how can this be happening? Everybody gets the same box, and I said, we're like a virus, man. One neighbor got in the club, then he had a barbecue, and the other neighbor came over, and we just spread around the neighborhood like COVID or something.
Hell yeah. Hey, the Toby virus, instead of getting the sweats, you end up with a badass party with your friends and no pants on later.
Hopefully.
Hell yeah. Not at the winery, though.
Optional.